Toastmaster, fellow madhatters, and welcome Libby, Jude, and Nigel. Da 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 da. There and back again. A New Zealand Tale by Katrin Jackson. I love to travel since I'm really little. And some of you remember the story of me and my twin sister leaving the house for the first time with our suitcases to go on a journey when we were 6 years old. I love to go out and visit different countries. The excitement, the different colors, the different ways of doing things, learning about different cultures and how other people deal with life. By the year when I was 25, I think I traveled into 21 countries already and spent all my money while I was working just on traveling, while my sister chose to spend all her money on fashion. At some point, I realized though, my main motivation for traveling was fear. I wanted to run away from home since I am really little. My home life was not very nice, so my desire to experience other things came from a place of hating my father, being angry at how things were in my place, and being really fearful of my life. That in itself is not the best motivation to travel, but at the time when I did it, I had no conscious understanding of any of this. So I chose the perfect job that gave me opportunities to have constant change, and I went into the hospitality trade. That meant, again, many changes, working at many different places, never finding my roots, because I always was running away from home. Never really understanding that you can't run away from your fear or your anger or your hate. No matter how far you are going, you're always taking it with you. Before I came to New Zealand, I worked for 1 year in Kenya, and that opened my eye to a completely different way of life. After that, I came to New Zealand, and within a very short period of time, that was about 18 years ago, I had a family of 3 young children. I divorced my husband 2 years after we came here, and I found myself with 3 children under 5, without family, without friends, without anything. And that gave me lots of limitations in regards to my travel. I couldn't just run away. I had to face my fear. So I discovered that there is a different way of traveling. And some of you may think it might be the way to travel in your mind. Your imagination is amazing. And the ones who remember the speech from Marilyn, also a past member, she explained to us that your brain can actually not distinguish whether you are actually doing it real or whether you're just imagining it, and that sports people in particular use it. I knew that really well. Sometimes I would hear a noise in the middle of the night, and my body would remember and immediately would go into that fear mode and panic. I couldn't breathe. There was no real logical reason. It was just a memory of the past. That's when I decided I need to do a different kind of journeying. And I went and traveled inside. I learned many different tools, and I faced my fear, I faced my anger, I faced my pain. One of the first ones I discovered was really funny. You could imagine you were sitting in a little spaceship, and you would run into your body and go to the areas that you felt were affected. So I was at the heart, and I could really see a massive rip, and there was dark places. I went into my lungs, and I could see they were really contracted, and I couldn't breathe fully. I learned other tools, and a few years ago I discovered this tool called two-pointing. And that really helped me to transform those negative emotions, to detach myself from the past, to detach the trauma from the story, and to basically leave fear, anger, and hate behind. We cannot choose what life is throwing at us. But we can choose and we can decide what to do with the time that is given to us. And my cat gave me my last piece of advice. We had to find a new home for them for the 6 months while we are away. And 3 weeks ago, I put both of my cats in the car, my older darling in a secure cage, and the little one I assume would be fine just in a cardboard box, taped up, because she loved boxes. My old cat hated that younger cat. I introduced it a year ago because I thought my cat needed a little companion and she would be happier having somebody with her. No way. Hissing, fighting, the occasional psh on her head. She didn't want to have anything to do with that little one. So we kind of accepted it, and gradually they tolerated each other, I would say. We are in the car, my cat in the cage, the other one in the cardboard box, and we are just on the way down to Bridge Street, and at the place of the Fresh Choice supermarket, the youngest one was so much in panic, she jumped out of that box. I could see in the rear mirror that panicked little head out of the box. And I thought, oh my God, I can't have a cat with claws running in the car while I'm driving. So we stopped at the petrol station. I pushed the boyfriend from my daughter out of the car and said, close the door! Because he was standing thinking, what the hell is doing? And then I thought, I have no chance. I have to put the little cat in this cage because that was secure. I didn't care what she would be doing. So I pushed her in, closed it, and continued driving. The little one started crying, and if you know, it's like babies. Horrible. And all of a sudden, dead silence. I thought, oh my God. And my daughter was saying, Mom, Misty, my older cat, is licking Lily, the younger one. She was comforting her. She was choosing in that moment love. And that's what I decided I will choose for the rest of the time that is given to me in everything I'm doing. I choose love. Not hate, not fear, not anger, love. So that's what my cat told me. I do feel that I finished a big chapter in my life. I close the book. I leave my past behind, and I think I'm quite ready for another adventure. The road is ever long and long.
Thank you very much, Ketra. Could we have a minute for that?